We're just all this can be and my bird's gonna start singing. Okay.
It's a nice little tune.
It's somebody's cell phone ring. Whoever he lived with before me, this was their cell phone ring.
That's fantastic.
Welcome to episode 1 of Peaceful Shifts, the podcast. That's all I'm going to name it too. It's just the podcast.
I like it. Simple.
It's just going to be, with the videos, and it's just going to be titled the podcast, and then whatever season or episode.
I like it.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. I don't want to have to keep track of stuff.
I like that. The less is better.
How are you, Shelley? Agreed. I will second that emotion.
I don't really know what to say about anything anymore. I mean,
it's all been said. I think now we're experiencing it.
Yeah.
See, I need to get that away from me. So I'm not like, yeah, they'll shut up if we ignore them, act like they're not there.
I love it.
See, they already did.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are we going to talk about?
Well,
what were you asking me before I pushed the record button?
You talked about the Antichrist.
Didn't you see the guy on the TikTok?
No.
Okay, and Tommy and I on our Mystic podcast channel did an episode. He was part of that. Part of the discussion. Evidently, sometime in Ethiopia, there was this religion called Christianism.
Okay.
And it's Christianity and Islam.
Okay.
Okay. This jackamammy's going to take the ball and run with it. New world religion.
Okay.
Yeah. And I called him an asshole and got a community violation.
Everybody's getting community violations these days.
And I didn't appeal that bitch either.
Now, if you don't appeal, they say that you get marks against yourself.
Well, that's just a mark against my soul I'll take.
Sometimes we have to just take one for the team,
That's right. Oh, that man, he can set you off right now. I'll have to throw you some videos so you can get caught up.
Yeah, throw me in that rabbit hole.
Yeah, needless to say, it has created a plethora of rabbit holes, but it's just a scary thing. Here's the thing, and there is not one follower that follows me that's going to be shocked, so they're probably not going to be offended when they learn that I don't do religion of any kind. Sorry.
I'm not upset with you.
Am I ranting? Go ahead, talk, speak.
Here's the thing. I was raised Catholic my whole life.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I know a lot of Catholics. Ex-Catholics.
And I consider myself, and I hate to say this because, my grandma's energy's still here, She would not be happy with this, but I'm calling myself a recovering Catholic.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because it's not even so much about the religion, about the study, about the beliefs, the customs, none of that. Okay.
Right.
The people is what ruined it for me.
And this is what I was about to say. I really do misrepresent myself when I say I don't follow a religion, personally me. But that's the problem with religion, is man likes to take this framework and create agendas.
And fear.
And fear because they need to control people
Exactly.
and
And I
take
think
your
that's
power
what
away.
happened to begin with. I think that was.
I think, see, there are so many theories of when that started and in so many directions,
Mm-hmm.
but it has been a long going thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I keep saying what's happening is not like it's the first time it's happening and everybody's got a cell phone. There's the big difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know
And
what I mean?
social media, we can.
Oh, well, yeah, that's on your
You're
cell phone.
Yeah, you're seeing so much in real time, and
Now we're seeing fake shit
mm-hmm. And
because
then the
AI, yeah.
that scares the hell out of me. We talked about that last time.
Yeah, we did. We talked about that on the other podcast, didn't we? When you
Mm-hmm.
did the Mystic podcast with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. It's scary spiritually. It's scary because there's so many people freshly waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they are new. This is new.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting so much misinformation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And not to mention, due to some of the misinformation, they're wreaking some havoc on their energies because of it.
In their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I was there. I remember being there, what, 10 years ago? You know, 10 years ago, I've been on this damn YouTube channel somewhere.
This is one social I don't have, is YouTube.
It was always high maintenance, and that's why I never did it. But you know what? We're going to be in the in crowd and beyond the YouTube.
Maybe I'll have to get one. You'll see.
Yeah, you should. Everyone should have one.
Yeah, I've been playing with Insta here lately, so.
Oh, yeah. That's you got to be pretty bougie to get anywhere there.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah.
56
It's like,
views.
I've got my limits. I can clean up pretty good, but man, the bougie's hard to do.
Mm-hmm. You are not lying about that.
I am past the bougie stage.
Exactly. Now I'm the real stage, because when it all comes down to it.
Well, I think as you level up in life, you've learned all these lessons. You cannot help but everything's going to just fall away.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
none of it mattered.
Nope. And then it really, none of it does at
No,
all.
no.
It doesn't. And something, I found a TikToker last night. I was, just mindlessly scrolling last night before bed.
Mhm. What they call it, doom scrolling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's live, and his name, I believe, was Malcolm.
Hmm.
I don't know if you know if you've seen him.
I get
He's a
very little
medium.
time to go through TikTok. I get on there and post. Sometimes I get time to go through, and when I do go through, I go to my friends list so I can like all
Right.
my posts. So I don't know. Sorry.
So I don't even know how I got to this dude. I don't know anybody who follows him. He's
Huh.
an older guy.
Well, you
He's
should send him to me.
I will.
She'll-
I'll see if I can find.
Yeah.
It's probably my recently followed, but
Yeah.
he's talking. He also does past life readings.
Oh, interesting.
So there's people asking him all these questions, and you never know if if a psychic or a medium is real. Okay, usually I can sense it. Like, I just know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think this guy was the real deal. Just, I don't know. I just felt it. But
Mm-hmm.
talking about past lives, okay, and he was talking about fears and phobias, and how fears and phobias right now in our current life
Mm-hmm.
can be directly because of something that happened in our past life.
Absolutely.
So that blew my mind.
Okay.
So a girl on the live, he had done a reading for her.
Uh-huh.
Her daughter or whatnot was afraid of alcohol, like people drinking alcohol. Come to find out, in the reading, this past life, she was friends with Shirley Temple, And she
Hmm.
was at some bougie party in Beverly Hills or something like that, and somebody died due to drinking too much.
Hmm.
So she has this fear. Well,
Mm-hmm.
after she worked through it, basically doing shadow work, you know, after you work through it, now she's not afraid. It doesn't bother her, it doesn't scare her as bad as long as you tell her up front that you're drinking or you drank.
Well, she's learned to control that. Here's
Right.
what happened. She observed it. Now I see it. Collapse it. Now I'm in control of it. That's what you do with your traumas.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned, I was like, that is interesting. So then I start thinking, well, what are my scares? Like, what am I afraid of? Snakes. Okay.
Yes.
That's so common. That's a normal phobia, I think, to have, right?
Yes.
So
But you
that
know
wouldn't be
what? I'm
anything.
scared of blades. And I don't mean like a knife or something like that, but like giant blades.
Like a machete.
Not even a person wielding it, more of machine blades, machinery blades.
Yes, I could see that.
And I have contemplated that much. And I haven't taken time to go into a lot in the past life scheme of things because that's just not where I'm at right now with my studies. But
Right.
I have contemplated that. What is there? You have to be able to access different lifelines. And notice I didn't say timelines, different lifelines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did a video on this not long ago. Quantum physics. That's what entanglement is. There's nothing tomorrow. There's nothing behind you. It's what is happening now. It's just ever growing, ever expanding, ever. I just made one. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So being able to learn that skill to be able to access the Akashic Reader people, that's what they do. They're able to access those frequencies, I guess is the way I'd say it.
And see, that's how I get it to make sense to me is I have to think about a frequency.
And
And
everything's a frequency.
yeah.
There's nothing that exists anywhere that doesn't emit a frequency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have notes from, see, this is me last night.
Uh, hey, you're way too young to know the Go-Go song. A
Which
girl of
one?
girl of a
That
hundred lists.
I do think I have heard that song. And you have to understand that I have cool parents.
That's true, you do.
I mean,
I've seen photo evidence.
they're they're pretty badass, you know. They're like Meet the Fockers, you know. True story. That's them. No, but so past lives. So when you say that, here's what I
But
picture because
see, here's the problem with what you said. You said past.
that's where I can't get past the past life.
That's just like saying future, my future life. No, there isn't any future life. There was any past life. There's only the alternate, the other, all
See,
taking place simultaneously. Look at yourself as nothing but, let me think, because you would look at yourself. Okay, or you might be too young for this too. Back in the day, we had cable TV. Hopefully, some of these watchers are going to relate to this. And if you wanted HBO and all that shit, cable had to give you like this little thing to screw into the back of your TV.
yeah.
And it decoded your premium channels that you were paying for, right? Are you familiar with that little
Mhm.
piece? It's what you are. That's
So,
what you
but
are. That's what I am. That's what everyone is.
so it's like a pass. It's like a passcode or a pass.
You are sucking in information, experience,
Mm-hmm.
emotion, whatever it is. Okay. And throwing it skyward, for a simple way to put it.
Blows
It
my
is
mind.
simple.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why so many of the people that you meet that are like me go, you may as well be happy. What are you I mean, you can't change what
Right.
you are.
It's true.
You can't, and it doesn't have to be depressing. I
Mm-hmm.
can't, I'll never change. I don't have to worry about it now. I can just spend my time being happy, doing what I want,
Yeah.
you know? And I might not be doing what I want, but if I'm not doing what I want, then I'm going to act like I'm doing what I want. And eventually,
You're gonna fool your own self. But yeah. It's like make yourself a habit for what 21 days is that what it is?
yeah,
Yeah. And that's true. But I picture this like almost like a jellyfish. Okay.
yeah,
Hear me out. You know
I
when
am.
we do the purge, which we need to talk about the purge because we need to get back to some purging.
Go ahead.
But I picture the past. When I say past lives, I say the concurrent lives. Okay.
Okay.
Um.
You'll end up, I guarantee you will end up with a word to replace the linear timeline that will be comfortable for you. It doesn't matter what that word is. You just got to find the word that's comfortable.
I have a word for that from an experience, I think.
There you
But
go.
I picture jellyfish as like the jellyfish top as like the higher power or the main source.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have all of the tentacles, right? And those are your past lives. And sometimes those tentacles are shorter than others. Like so it's a life that, maybe you were a teenager, maybe you were a baby, maybe, whatever. And then this life, is long. Like that's how I'm picturing because I
Legit.
how do we have this, we're all we're all the same person of the same
Mm-hmm.
soul in a different meat suit, but where my head cannot wrap around is I'm in the suit right now, right? This one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How can my soul listen? I'm ADHD. I don't know how it can do anything else other than this one freaking life. Like that's what
Right.
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
Like how am I there also?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the deja vu moments and things like that. And
Oh
like
yeah. Dreams that, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It blows my mind. I know it's all real. Like I know it's all real. I
It
just
is all, yeah. And it even more and more gets scientifically proven as being real.
hmm
You just have to be able to, and you will. If you are somebody who is just even contemplating this, that means you're on your way. You're going to get it. I guarantee it. But you have to understand individuality and collective.
hmm
And you have to look at it that way and understand that is a different person. But how many people have you said, but you are also me?
Yeah. No, I get it.
And before internet, I would watch people on, Buddhist monks, whatever spiritual guru was on TV at the time. You are me. I'm me. I know I'm me. There's no question in it. I am me, but you are me.
We're all one collective.
But we're also individual.
hmm
And you've got to understand and see that's a product of conditioning. Well, it can't be both. It's got to be yes or no.
hmm
No gray. And it's not even gray. It just is what it is. It is both.
Just trying to figure out how I'm keeping track of all of it.
Quit worrying about it.
But you know what? Maybe those other, I don't want to say energies, maybe the other thing, I have to come up with my own word for it, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they're not as ADHD as I am.
And maybe they're not, and maybe they are,
If
because
there was,
maybe that's your superpower.
I also think having that as long being an empath too is like.
Oh, here's the thing. You were raised by someone
Mhm.
who, I think, not knowing for sure, but I almost would guarantee she threw water on your spiritual plants. Don't you think she supported you spiritually when you were a child?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the difference from being watered
Mhm.
so you can bloom into your spiritual gifts. And that's the difference of being pruned. Now, the roots are still there because you can't get rid of the roots, but you can keep the plant from growing. And next thing you
Mhm.
know, your kid's a damn banker, living his life, being divorced for the third time
Right.
because he doesn't know how to process his life.
Mhm.
You see? That's the cycle that's got to stop.
Yeah.
That's the cycle that we need to be stopping.
Mhm.
We need to be raising our freaking kids so that they have power over their life.
Mhm.
Sorry.
No, I agree. I do agree. I do
Frank's
agree.
in here.
But yeah, so I have a hard time trying to figure out how this all works, but I also feel like I know what some of my experiences were.
Mhm.
Other experiences.
Tell about the experience. Can you tell about the experience at the casino?
Oh, so Friday night, yes.
My God.
So it was really bizarre. So
Have you talked to those other people yet?
I talked to my friend CG just a little bit
Cool.
ago.
So give the story, then give the update.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So all right. So we go to the casino, and it happens to be my best friend took me as her plus one for a work event, and it was like a prom. So we're all dressed up to the nines, which I never get to do, right? Because
Life.
life. So we go out. We're all dressed up. We decide that we're gonna go. This is 6 o'clock is when dinner starts. There's all these people. We go to dinner. We do our thing. They do the award ceremony. My cousin's getting a 40-year award because he works for that company too. So then
Mhm.
that's why my friend CG and Christine, all of them are there, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So back to the story. So we do dinner. After dinner, they do, whatever kind of mingle. A couple of us decide that we're going to go outside to the car to smoke.
Mhm.
So we go to walk out to my car, and I'm on the second level, which is a red level. Okay. And at the casino, it's a Ameristar casino. If you're familiar at all, you have the parking garage, and then the big parking garage, and then it goes into like the casino area, and then you have to kind of walk and go through, and then there's like a special area that you have to get with the ID and all
Yeah.
that jazz,
Yeah.
right? There's all these little stores that kind of looks like a little city, and it's like you're outside. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's really cool. So we go outside. I decide, hey, my feet hurt. I'm going to move my car. I moved my car from pretty far away, and we move it closer to the building. So, when we go to leave, it's not that far, and my feet, we have heels on. So that's where my head's at.
Yeah.
As we're walking to my car, my phone did something kind of bizarre, like it called somebody, and I was like, I have no idea who this number is, but it was a 4-minute call. So I don't know who. That was something that I just remembered.
That's a long time.
Yeah, so I'm like, who did I call, and what did they hear? What did they hear? That's even more questionable. With the two that I was with, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. So, so I'm still haven't figured out who that number was. But anyway,
Uh,
so that happened, and then so my brain was there. Um,
uh,
we go to the car. I move the car at 9:32. I look at the time, and I said, "Oh, it's 9:32. We got to go ahead and get back." We had just walked out there. Like it took us maybe 10 minutes to get from where we were to the car, right?
yeah. Yeah.
9:32, Jess says to me, "Oh, it's only 9:32. The night still has diapers."
Yeah.
Just like that. And we're like, "Oh yeah." And she's like, "Yeah, it still has diapers." And it was just
Uh,
she was being goofy.
right.
So anyway, we're smoking. Not much, but you know. So anyway, we go to walk back, and we go to the elevators, and you know, we go to the ground floor lobby, and when we hit that, we go down. We went down. We physically went down, but when it opened up, it was the same spot we were at.
Huh.
We were like, "What? Oh, okay. Ha 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 ha. We must have hit something."
What about the guy?
Hold on.
Okay.
We go back down. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, keep in mind, there's a guy in the elevator. When we first get on the elevator, he was standing outside of that elevator, real close to the elevator, which I thought was kind of odd. And I walk up, and the door is opening. I was like, "Oh, guys, let's go!" So we go to walk in the elevator. He's in there, not saying anything, which is fine. We push the button. We physically go down. We get off, okay, because we think that we're off, but we're actually on the same floor that we never actually left. It's like we stayed there. Okay. So then we realize it after we get off. I go to get back on the elevator, and the man that was in the maroon shirt
Right.
is looking dead at me, but I don't see a face.
Yeah.
I cannot recall his face, and neither can the other two that were with me.
That's the update I was waiting for.
None of us can see the face. Like I see the hair, I see the body,
Yeah.
but it's like a tan blur. Okay.
Yeah.
I go to get in the elevator as it's closing. I'm like, hey, let us in. And he like, it was almost like a stare, and I couldn't even look at him. If that makes any sense? As it's closing, my hand's inside the door. Jess is like, "Pull your hand out, bitch." Okay. Keep in mind, I'm going to say this. I'm sober as a judge.
Yeah, you definitely came across some
So that happened, but then we get back on the elevator. We finally figure out we kept ending up at the same spot we were at, second floor. But we were going down. So finally, I don't know how we broke the loop. Okay. We go down, we walk through. I'm like, that was really freaking weird. And all of us were like, wow, it was a 15-minute time span at that point, we think.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
We go to walk back, and now keep in mind, you're like in a little city. There's little shops, you know, little bougie shops all throughout, little restaurants.
Yeah.
I see this woman who I recognize immediately. And it's a lady who I worked with for 7 years, now almost 13 years ago.
Yeah.
We were pretty tight. Anyway, she hadn't changed. She's 72 years old. Looks like she's 50. She has young skin, always has. No work done, right? I'm just putting it out there. When I see her, she looks identical to the day I saw her 11 years ago.
You said that to me. I remember you texting that, I think, to me.
I'm talking not one iota, not even her hair. Not even her hairstyle.
Okay, so have you sat and contemplated what you think happened?
I think that we got stuck somewhere. Well, then Jess, because we get back up to the banquet hall where we're at, right? Mm-hmm. It's almost 11.
Yeah, that's right.
We lost an hour.
Like an hour, yeah.
And we weren't even gone that long. So, I mean, depending on who you tell the story to, they're like, you guys must have really had something in that, you know.
Yeah.
Cigarette you smoked. I don't know. I really don't know. But when we go up to the escalator to get to the banquet hall, by that, here comes the guy in the maroon shirt. How did he get up there? And why is he coming down as we're going up? How did this all happen? And then everybody's like, where the hell were you? We don't freaking know what even just happened. I felt like I was in like a tornado the whole time.
Yeah. Like you just couldn't keep track of it.
I couldn't keep track of what was happening.
Yeah.
And then even afterwards, the other two were like, what happened? Like,
have you contemplated anything what happened? Like, have you, it may take time.
Okay. So you've seen that clip of the girl in Dallas airport. She was on a plane going to a cruise, and she sat next to somebody, and he telepathically spoke to her. And she got up and she goes, something like, "Motherfucker's not real.
Oh,
I don't
yeah, the one that
care."
went viral?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. I believe that girl
I do too.
because her
I have from the
reaction.
beginning. I have from the beginning.
Me too. Her reaction. Her reaction. You can't fake that shit,
And
okay?
they know. See, we're on the wrong podcast to be talking about. Yeah, yeah. So, do you think this was an alien encounter then?
I mean, either
Possibly.
an alien or maybe not even an alien. Maybe I was
Well,
thinking NP.
okay, so here is a theory, okay, that
Okay.
I've come across in my studies. And that is the fact that we call them aliens is actually it's just misinformation. It's just not an appropriate name. It's just that our what we've been taught that aliens are and where they come from and all of these things, it's just wrong. It's just the wrong information. Now, and I learned and I tell you what, this was validated for me during those Senate hearings, the ones that I posted and
Mm-hmm.
went live, those hearings. They always refer to them as dimensional beings every single time. Now, them senator dudes call them whatever because they're a bunch of yahoos. But
All of them.
the people that are testifying always call them dimensional beings.
And so then you go back. Even the telepathy is a dimension. It's almost like a dimensional highway, informational highway. I feel like.
Yes, it's an entanglement. We
Yeah.
are all connected all the time. All the
I
time.
so I've been dabbling with the telepathy part. You know, where
Yeah. Expand on that.
yeah. So like I have friends all over, right? Out of town.
Low places.
I have friends in low places. And sometimes, I am an empath, so I worry about my friends all the time.
Right.
I do, and I don't know why I worry, but I do. I'm a worrier.
Mm-hmm.
But I can like think about something. Like one day you did it to me and I thought, God, I haven't talked to her in a couple days. Or I haven't talked to her, a week, I feel like. And all of a sudden you texted me.
Oh yeah, that's normal stuff. Yeah.
That's normal. But
Yeah.
then like okay, so Jess, for instance, she can be having something going on. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And she'll pop in my head and all of a sudden I feel sick, like something's wrong.
Uh-huh.
And it just keeps going back to that.
Huh.
So that's the empath in me. And then
Uh-huh.
I'll say, I'm like, text her, you all right? She's like, oh my God, no. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like you can feel that stuff. So it's almost like, is it a telepathy energy
Oh, it's
transfer?
absolutely. If this person's close to you, you're entangled with their energy.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. It's simply that. Your closeness, you have entangled your energy and you're going to feel each other's. I get bothered. It keeps coming in my mind to text someone, just keeps coming. So then I'll be like, fine. And I'll text them.
Well, then there's sometimes that, like twice it happened to me that
Yeah.
I read a post on Facebook.
Yeah.
You remember one? I messaged you. I'm like, we need to call her.
I don't remember that.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Paul's laughing in the corner over here.
I don't remember it, but keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
It was a low moment for someone.
Yeah.
And I read it and I just didn't like how it read. And I think I forwarded it to you and I was like, hey, because
Huh.
you know her better than I do. So
Yeah.
there was another one too that happened. And I can see like instantly it takes me like, oh, they're not good at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
a work friend of mine had posted something and ultimately we got a hold through Facebook because I couldn't stop. It was on Thanksgiving. I couldn't stop.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm messaging people I don't even know.
Yeah.
So, like, and it was, yeah, she needed our help ASAP.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like, sometimes I get that nagging feeling and I just keep going because I can't help it. Like that's
Yeah,
like a,
there's nothing wrong with that.
but so what, to me, the empath thing and telepathy, I think all of this,
Mhm.
like you said, entanglement, and it's just, but
Mhm.
it's all branches off into different ways of
I
receiving the energy.
I think that's exactly it, and I think some people are just prone to one thing or another, or multiple things, or a couple of things, and I also do know that you can train in certain things. That's what the CIA was doing, was training people,
Mm-hmm.
because the
Yeah.
accuracy rate of the guy who discovered the Ark of the Covenant was only 50%.
See, we need to read all these files.
I do have them here. I printed them off. You just get them, they're free. It's all been proven. And see, and that's what's so frustrating for me. It's it's all all been it's not been proven, but just there is just too much overwhelming evidence to
Mm-hmm.
support the way it is.
Exactly. But because they can't physically.
No, it's the matrix. It's the conditioning. We are conditioned to serve everyone but us. And it, prophets, you can call them prophets, you can call them ascended ones, you can call them, there's lots of names you can call them, but it's like Jesus, Muhammad, the Buddha, they all say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, it's just you. You are heaven is inside you.
And you never, like, the other thing is the guy last night I saw was talking about how you never leave.
Mm-mm.
Like, your loved ones never leave. They're always there.
Always, yeah.
And
You're part of soul teams or families.
mm-hmm.
So they just go, and or maybe they're down and they're going to be your grandchild of some sort, or great niece, or someone who you'll never know, but they're still part of your soul family.
Interesting. Soul families are
Or
cool.
they
And you
won't
feel
do it at all. Or they'll float off and join another soul family and go to different experiences, and now you're in the realm of, this is what we don't know. I mean, we could go to a certain part scientifically that has been explained, supported scientifically, but then beyond that, it's like, we don't know. We haven't found the source yet,
mm-mm.
but everything leads to it. So we know it's there
Mm-hmm.
scientifically.
I don't know.
Everything, go ahead.
There's definitely something else there. Like,
And we just complicate it with crap. So we
people
were
who,
talking about the matrix and how
yes.
people are going through these awakenings, and we've been conditioned by religion, by our jobs, by corporations, by governments to serve a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
not to be political on my Peaceful Shifts channel, but that is the way things are. And it doesn't matter what rung of the ladder you are. Maybe you're down here at the first rung, or maybe you're in the middle rung, or maybe you're doing pretty good and you're at one of the upper rungs. You're still a rung on the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter what
Mm-hmm.
capacity. And you are only in that capacity because you are serving.
Yeah. We're like meat suit slaves.
Yeah. They don't want you to have your power and to be able to control what you are doing and to be able to understand that you can do anything.
We all can.
Yeah. It's not like a special thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a special thing. But here's where people get it all. wackadoodled by words like perfection,
Mm-hmm.
and words like discipline. And where do these words come from? That original conditioning. Yeah, yeah. No, perfection is not perspective. Two different words.
Mm-hmm.
Perspective
True.
is not, yeah, perspective is not perfection. So,
Because in my perspective, something could be perfect.
but guarantee it's not.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got
It's
to talk about the purging too.
what do you okay, we will. I have not been able, it is very hard for me to go live at night.
And I'm not talking about you not live doing
Okay.
it. I'm sorry, anybody can do it.
Oh, absolutely. I did it for what, 4 years?
Yeah. Save my
But
freaking
there were a
brain
lot of new people. Why
during
aren't one of
COVID.
you all doing it for these new people?
Why am I not?
Or any of the OGs?
I don't know. Why aren't we? We have, Chica. Her and I could, she could do it. I could do it.
You've been to enough of them.
I know. I know. But no, I end up doing it while I'm sitting at my desk working.
Yeah. It's just a ritualistic way to do a job.
Mm-hmm. You got to picture you know what I picture? I picture like garbage pail kids, green goop, like just like
Yeah,
spilling
sure.
out of, like, that's what I'm picturing, because it's just gross energy we got to get
Yeah.
rid of.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And you put on, what, maybe nothing. Maybe it's some music, maybe it's whatever. But just going to the bathroom and just does wonders
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of gunk, energetic gunk.
You don't have to sage even.
No, you don't. It's all right if you do, but no, nope, you don't. Everything's pretty simple. I tell you what, everything's made so complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so simple. Do what makes you feel happy and what feels good to you. Might not be what feels good to me.
Yep. My right might not be your right.
Right. Left.
Left. Wrong.
You know what I'm saying though?
Mm-hmm.
That's the hard part about the purge. Because I'm doing it the way I do it for me. And I facilitate and add energy to everyone that was there. But it's like, I don't expect you, I'm hoping to teach you to do your own and write your own. And you get a book specifically for ritual, spend $10
Mm-hmm.
on yourself and buy this on the Amazon or wherever. And now you've got a ritual, because you won't need the book, but now you can do it for all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ways, what was my video the other day? Ways to bounce back from a shitty day. Make a ritual. I'm going to take a bath and I'm going to make tea and I'm going to drag down the fancy teacup and I'm going to have my favorite tea and I'm going to binge watch whatever the freaking brain rot I want to binge watch. And that's my ritual. And here's the thing about the ritual, you get to think about it all day.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what kind of crappy day you're having,
You're looking forward to that.
that's
Yeah.
all right. That's all right, because teacup's waiting on me later. It'll be all right.
Yep. It's a good teacup.
Yeah. Tools.
Yeah.
Make it what you want it to be.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be what somebody else tells you it is.
Right.
And that's a lot on the witch talk, I notice, and I stay out of all that, because I honestly, I ask questions when I have them.
Mm-hmm. I just don't even watch any of them.
I don't know.
Am
There's a
I on
couple I
Witch
watch.
Talk?
No, but I mean,
I think so. Because I removed myself from Witch Talk. Those bitches toxic. Sorry.
They are. The Boleskis, the other girl I follow.
Wait a minute. I'm going to back up. That is not a fair statement. That puddle of witch talk is toxic that you
Uh-huh.
and I were involved in. Witch talk is actually really big, and there's lots of really cool people on there.
Yeah.
And there are people that I follow that, and they don't follow me back, but I follow them because I like their content and
Right.
they're doing the real deal.
Mm-hmm. Like
Problem is,
big psychic mama.
oh, love, love, love.
Me too. And the Valesky, how do you say her name? Is it Valesky?
Oh yeah, she's new to me.
She's
I
interesting.
don't know. I'm watching her. I don't think I followed her, but I think I liked some of her stuff. So that
Apparently
means she'll
she's
come back.
like rated one of the top in the nation right now. Like,
TikTok wise.
no.
Well, she's not top enough that I've heard of her.
I know. I don't know what her actual name is.
Not that I'm anybody, but
But
I'm
apparently
just
she does
saying.
something. She does like some like investigation type stuff too, I think.
Is she on TV?
I don't know.
I mean, she kind of looked that
She
kind
looks very
of
familiar
way,
to me.
but I also don't watch a lot of TV either. Whatever. I get on YouTube and I'm watching them redo the old chateaus. And I'm watching them. I moved into an abandoned cabin on the side of the mountain and watch me make it a bougie freaking cabin by a year. That's the kind of shit I watch.
I love it. I was watching these. I was following this couple that they living off the land, and I mean they're kicking it, man. Like
Is it
really
the
good.
Scots?
Do what?
Is it the Scots?
I
A blue house and they have a dog? Oh my God, watch the Scots. Skotes.
I will look them up. But these people are in Arizona.
Oh no, these people are like Canada.
And they haven't even like observed all of their property yet.
Oh wow. See,
Okay.
that's so
But
interesting.
when they did,
So interesting.
they found backpacks. Little girls' backpacks and women's shoes and girls' shoes, tons.
Did they buy that house
They
serial
bought the
killer lived
land.
in? Oh, they bought his land?
They bought land, but
Yeah.
what they think it was trafficking.
Yeah,
Because
trafficking's horrible.
it was that new of stuff,
Gotcha.
but the elements had, hurt the shoes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it blows my mind that these people are trying to do something good, and just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody's always got to screw something up.
Yeah. Earth sucks right now.
I mean, we have Katy Perry.
It doesn't matter where you are.
When we have Katy Perry and Gayle King going up to like space.
Yeah. On a giant vibrator. For 10 minutes. For 10 minutes.
Like, it takes more time to take off in an airplane.
Yeah.
And I realize that it's a faster engine and all of that, but it takes more time to even,
Yeah, I do know.
And I'm not questioning it. And they didn't actually go to space. They went to the thing before space. But what the hell was the point of it?
It was a sideshow.
Absolutely was.
Yeah. See,
then we get into other stuff that
I just detach from that. I tell you what, my eyes getting pretty good at sideshows. So I see crap like that and it's like, okay, it doesn't matter. I may make content on it because, it's good content. But I tell you what, I give zero shits because it's a sideshow. It doesn't mean anything. Somebody came to me not long ago because people are really freaked out. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. Mm-hmm. People at night think about things. And I said, okay, step out your door right now. What's happening at your school? What's happening at your town? Is any of this happening here? And so far, everyone has said no.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, then it's not your concern right now. Now, I'm not saying it's not your concern, but right now it's not the time because this is wasted.
Mm-hmm.
The time, if the time comes, then, but you know what I mean? You just got to put that shit in perspective. You can't, that's what they want, to keep you in fear, to keep you glued to your phone, to keep you glued to the TV, thinking about the price of bananas and eggs
Mm-hmm.
and who they're shipping to El Salvador and how many Teslas got blew up today. And it's like, really? For real, though.
You're not wrong about that, actually. I mean, think about it.
That's the way I see it.
Makes total sense.
It's the way I see it. So, my spirit will tell me what to pay attention to.
Makes sense.
Until then, I don't pay attention to none of it.